So when I first started using Claude Code, I was doing everything wrong. So I'd type a prompt and just get a mediocre response, and I would then type another prompt and it would just be completely frustrating and I would have to start all over again. And it just felt like the tool was fighting me. So it turns out that I was missing 5 things that completely changed how Claude Code works. And once I figured these out, it went from frustrating to generally the most useful tool I've ever used. So let me show you all 5 and I'll show you exactly how to set up every single one live right now. Now the first thing is how to make Claude actually remember your preferences. So here's the problem. Every time you start Claude Code, it has no idea what you're working on and it doesn't know your tech stack. And it doesn't know your coding style either. It doesn't know that you hate when it adds unnecessary comments or files that you didn't ask for. So it just guesses, and most of the times it just guesses wrong constantly. So there's one command that actually fixes this. So let's just go ahead and I'll demonstrate that command right here. So let's just go ahead and open a new terminal. So I'll just click on new window here. And I've hidden all my desktop apps right now. But if we go into our desktop, and then we run ls to see all the folders and files on my desktop. And I'm just going to find a Claude project that I've been working on, which is a marketplace for OpenClaw. So I'll just cd into here. So now we're in our Claude project, and we'll just run the Claude command, and then just click on yes. And what we'll do is we'll run this command here, init. Now what this command will do is in about 10 seconds it will scan your entire project and it will then generate a file. This file is called claude.md, which is a markdown file. And let me just go ahead and run that so I can show you the exact file I'm talking about. And now I've just asked Claude Code to give me the project directory path, and then we can just look for the project in here. And here it is. We'll just open it and then we'll find our markdown file that we've just created. And here it is, the new markdown file. So as you can see here, Claude has just scanned our entire project, every file, every dependency, and it's created a rulebook for itself. And that rulebook is called Claude. And just think of it like onboarding a new team member. So instead of explaining your project from scratch every single time, you hand them a document that says, here's how we do things. And as you see here, there's different commands to actually run the application on localhost. There's also the architecture, so what language it used, and also the backend. We are using Supabase, a data pipeline, and some key directories, authentication, how it's handling authentication. So we're using GitHub and Google Auth, which is correct, via Supabase. And there's also routing. So everything regarding the project, an entire blueprint is in this file. So you can also edit this file. So for example, if you go at the bottom and then just type in this, so never add comments to the code unless the logic is genuinely confusing. I prefer clean code over commented code. And then all you have to do is just save this file, and then from now onwards, it's going to always consider this rule that you've just added into your markdown file. So for example, if we go back into Claude Code and then just type in here, create a simple landing page with a here section and a pricing table. We'll just go ahead and click enter. Okay, so it's just created our file here. And as you can see, there's no comments whatsoever, which is exactly what we instructed it to do. Whereas if we go on this page that was previously there, you can see here it's added some comments in before. So yeah, it's definitely working and there's no comments. So as you can see, it just followed the rules I just wrote. And the best part is that every time you start a new Claude Code session in this project, it will read the Claude Markdown file automatically, so you never have to explain out your preferences again. And here's the trick that makes this even more powerful over time. When Claude makes a mistake, and it will most likely, instead of just correcting it, watch what I do. So let's just say Claude created an unnecessary file or used the wrong library. So what we can say is something like, that is wrong, I didn't want a separate utils file. update the Claude Markdown file so you never make that mistake again. So watch Claude now open the Markdown file, which is our Claude Markdown file here. It will then add a new rule: don't create separate utility helper files, keep logic in line or in the comment file where it's used. So this just updated the Claude Markdown file with a new rule, and it only took about 10 seconds. So Claude has just essentially taught itself. So that rule is now permanent. So every future session will follow it. And the guy who actually built Claude Code, Boris Cherny, says that Claude is, quote, eerily good at writing rules for itself. So I update my Claude Markdown file multiple times a week, and over time it just gets smarter and smarter. It makes fewer mistakes and it creates better output, and there's also less correction from me. Okay, so now Claude remembers your rules, but there's a second problem that drives everyone crazy, and it's this. So this is the #1 complaint about Claude Code, and you ask it to fix a small bug and it rewrites 3 files. It adds a feature you didn't request, and it restructures your entire folder. So you wanted a band-aid and it just performed surgery. So the fix is called plan mode, and it's literally 1 button, so just watch. So in Claude Code, just press the shift and tab buttons, and you can see now at the bottom here, it's in plan mode. Okay, so this is the simple landing page it just created, and let's just say that we do not like the color. So what we can do now is we can go back into Claude Code, and then we'll just tell it to, well, we'll click our shift and tab to switch to plan mode and say, I do not like the color scheme of the landing page, please update it. And then what it'll do is just create a plan for you. You can then read over it, decide whether you want to move forward or not, and here. So it's given us different options actually. So it's given us a dark mode, a blue indigo theme, monochrome, or a green emerald theme. Or you can also type in something yourself, and you can chat about it if you want with the model, or you can just skip interview and plan immediately. So let's just go ahead and select the blue indigo theme, and we'll just wait for that to be implemented. Okay, so it's now created another plan. So before it was just giving us options, and this is the actual plan it's going to implement. So let's just go ahead and auto accept all the edits, and let's just wait for it to finish off updating our website. Okay, as you can see, it's updated the colors. Before it was orange and now it's more bluish. So it's essentially Claude has made exactly what it promised in those changes, and it was just nothing more. So with plan mode, it will give you different options, whereas if you just tell it to do something without plan mode, it will just go ahead and do it. So it will tell you what it's going to do first. You can then read it, approve or disapprove, and then it will act based on that. So it's essentially just like a contractor. So without plan mode, you just tell it to fix something and then they'll go ahead and fix it. So with plan mode, though, it's essentially like you sitting down with them, discussing beforehand, and then whether you want to approve or disapprove, and then they go ahead and make the changes. So here's where it gets really powerful. Before you approve the plan, you can ask Claude this. So this is actually something very powerful I want to show you. Before you actually approve anything, let's just go ahead and talk about this. We'll just click on chat about this, and then we'll just type in this. So before you actually do this, what am I not thinking about? What could go wrong with this approach? I'm just click enter and just look at Claude's response. It's going to go deeper and research different edge cases, different potential issues and things we might have missed. So here's an example. The site-wide impacts, of course, yeah, because we're only modifying one page. Hard-coded colors. If any components use hard-coded color values instead of CSS variables, they'll clash with the new scheme. Dark mode, okay, yeah. So both light and dark mode need to be updated together. And yeah, third-party components, yeah, so it's given us different insights, and now you have a better plan and you can go ahead and approve it if you want. So don't just ask Claude to do things, ask it what you're missing, ask it what are you not thinking about, and it's the most powerful prompt in Claude Code. So it forces Claude to think like a senior engineer instead of just executing task after task, and you end up with a better output and you learn something too. Okay, so this is tip number 2. Now let's move on to tip number 3, which is something most people never realize until it's just too late. So this one blew my mind when I first learned about it. So the longer your conversation with Claude goes, the worse it will get, and it starts to forget things you told it, and it will give you contradictory answers, and it feels like it stopped paying attention. And that's basically what's happening. And here's why. Every message you send and every response Claude gives, all of that piles up in a thing called context window. So if you think of it like Claude's short-term memory, and it has a limit. So the more stuff that's piled up in there, the harder it is for Claude to find the important parts. So let me show you how to see this and how to fix it. So if you see here at the very bottom, we've got a status line and the CTX, which is at 7%. And that percentage is essentially how full Claude's brain is right now. Now, 7% is very low. If it's over 25%, then that is quite high. You can also type in the command compact. And what that will do is it will clear the conversation history and only keep summaries. So the way to make this status line appear is to just run this command in your Claude conversation status line. You click enter, and then you'll just have to restart your Claude Code, and then it will show that status line at the very bottom. And again, if it's over 20-25%, you can just run this command compact here to summarize the conversations, and then Claude will compress the conversation and the percentage will drop. So in this case, given that it's only 7%, it didn't really drop, but it has summarized the conversation. So it's got a bit of memory back. But if you're at, let's say, over 20% and you run the compact command, it will reduce the CTX down to about 10%. So essentially what compact does is it will tell Claude to summarize everything so far into a compressed version and free up some space. So essentially it's just like clearing your browser tabs when your computer gets slow. It's just the same exact idea. And if you're starting a totally new task, don't compact, just start fresh. So for example, you can run the clear command, and what this will do is if you run it, it will clear up the entire conversation and the context will essentially reset to 0%, and you just start off from a clean slate. Now, I'm not going to do this now because I have to clean up a few things, but you get the idea. So the rule is if it's just the same task and it's getting long, you can just run the compact command. If you want a new task entirely, you can just run the clear command. Either way, Claude performs dramatically better with cleaner context. Most people never do this and wonder why Claude just gets worse after an hour. It's not getting, and it's actually not getting worse. It's just that its brain is just becoming bigger and bigger, and you're giving it more information. So, okay, so that's the third tip. Now let me show you something that just saves me a lot of time every single time I write a prompt. Now here's something that used to drive me just insane, and I tell Claude just fix this bug in the login page, and Claude would then open the wrong file, or it would search through 50 files trying to figure out which one I meant, and it's just wasting time and it's wasting tokens, which obviously is just going to get wrong. And it turns out there's just like a dead simple way to tell Claude exactly which file you're talking about. So this is done using the @ symbol. Now for example, if there's a redirect bug in a specific file and we know about it, what we can do is just type in the @ symbol and then type in, let's just go with the page that we just created, page.tsx, our TypeScript page, and then you just click on tab and then it will get that exact page, and then we'll just finish the prompt, fix the and then we'll just finish the prompt and just say fix the redirect button or whatever issue is you have. And once you press enter, Claude will read this exact file, and it doesn't really look at other files and doesn't try to guess. So so if you just think of this like tagging someone in a message on Slack, so you type in their name to make sure they're the right person that sees it, and it's just the same exact idea, and then you just follow that @ symbol with the person's name, or in this case the file name. So we tell Claude, hey, this is exactly where the file is, exactly where I want you to update the code. And you can also tag multiple files too. You know, if you want to tag your, let's say, universal.json, you can also do that. Oops. And yeah, so now we have two files that are both tagged, and then Claude will read both of these and understand how they connect. So it's the difference between saying fix this thing and pointing directly at what you mean. So now for the last tip, this is the trick that turns Claude Code from a tool you use into a tool that actually works for you. So every time I finish working on something, I need to do the same steps. Run tests, build a project, write a commit message, and push the code. And it's the same routine every single time, and it takes a few minutes, and I do it multiple times a day. So what if I could just do all of that by typing one single word? So that is what we're going to build right now from scratch, and it's only going to take 30 seconds. So open your terminal and make sure you're in the right project directory, and then just type in this command: make directory p.claude commands. So just hit enter, and that's going to create a folder where you can have custom commands live for Claude Code. And so now we're just going to create a command for our project. And before we do that, let's just open up the project in our IDE, which is anti-gravity. So let me find my project dev pulse landing page, and we'll see here now that it's just a simple index HTML file. And then we can see here in our commands page, we can write different commands. And then what we can do in here is, if we go in commands, we can just create a new file called deploy.md, which is just a markdown file. And now you can type instructions in here in plain English. And for example, we can just type in this command. So run the test suite for this project. If all tests pass, build the project. Then commit all changes with a clear descriptive commit message. Push everything to the remote repository. When done, confirm what was pushed and commit the hash. And we can just save the file. So that's the whole thing. There's no code, there's no config file, and there's no settings menu. So you just wrote a text file with plain English instructions and saved it in a folder. And this file is called deploy, which becomes the command name. So let me show you what happens now. And then let's go on our deploy. And you can see here, it's our new command that we just added as a markdown file. So if we execute this now, what you'll see it doing is it will execute the full pipeline from running the tests to building, committing, and pushing. Now for this specific project, we don't have any tests or GitHub even set up, but you can see that it did just execute the pipeline that we just created in the markdown file. So just think about that. You just watch me build one command from scratch. There's no coding, no documentation, and it's just a plain English file in a folder. So that's the beauty of Claude Code. It has very powerful features and they're just very easy to set up. So I've put all of these into a free cheat sheet. All the commands, the configs, the / command templates, and that's in my free school community, Vibe Coding School. And the link is in the description. You can just basically copy paste everything and have it running in 5 minutes. And if you are interested in landing clients, then you can check out my other community, Vibe Coding School Plus, where I teach you with the 90-day roadmap how to land high-ticket clients. So if you find the video useful, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if you have any other video requests, and I'll see you in the next one.